Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tamara from Southern Adornments Decor. I've been gone for the past few days. I spent the weekend in Nashville, Tennessee with my Creative Club sisters, but I'm back to work today and I'm excited because today I get to show you something that you don't normally get to see, which is a look inside the Painters Clubhouse at what our members have been painting, making, creating over the last month. We call this the Painters Clubhouse Showcase, and we do this once a month on normally the last Tuesday of every month, but I was out of town yesterday. So you're getting me on a Wednesday. So if you're feeling a little bit like you're in a creative rut, maybe you're needing a little inspiration or you're looking for your next painting project, you're going to enjoy this live. And then at the end of the live, I'm going to be sharing a little sneak peek at what we're going to be painting in the clubhouse next month in March. So if you've been on the fence thinking about joining the Painters Clubhouse and you're just not sure yet, maybe this live will put you over the hump and you'll be like, I can't wait, signing up now because I want to paint what they're painting in March. Or maybe you see one of the projects today that we painted and you can go back and follow the tutorial for those in our Painters Clubhouse library. Now, all the designs that we teach in the clubhouse come with a template that you can download and you can trace on any surface that you want to paint on, or you can cut out your own wood blank. We also have the option to buy these wood blanks individually or in the form of a companion pack that goes along with all of the projects that we're going to be teaching each month inside the membership. So I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hello, Laura Davis. Hello, Nina. How do you do, Melinda? Hello, Joanne. I hope you guys had a good weekend. It feels like a Monday to me because I'm just now getting back to work. So I know that sounds funny to say, hope you had a good weekend when it's literally hump day in the middle of the week, but it feels like Monday to me. Hi, Sherry. Hello, Linda. Hi, Brandy. Hey, Una. Hello, everybody. Hello, Linda. Okay, let's get started. So hold on. Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Let me just, goodness. Like my phone is dinging, Siri's talking to me. It's distracting. Let me put everything on do not disturb so I can focus. Because I'm like a squirrel sometimes. It doesn't take much to get me off track. Hey, Lisa. Good morning, Mary Lou, or good afternoon, rather, Mary Lou and Rosemary and Janet. Okay, so here is what we did in the month of February in the clubhouse. I taught this Welcome Friends design, and it has a little lemon and some daisies and a little bumblebee. And better yet, it's got buffalo plaid in the background with tone on tone, two different shades of blue. It looks like blue on white in this photo, but it's actually a really light shade of blue with blue on top of it. And it turned out so pretty. Several of our members thought this would make a lovely like baby door hanger gift or something like that. And some of them are actually planning on swapping out the lemon and putting an extra bumblebee on there or something like that. And so I love when our members come up with ideas like that. Hey, Joanne. She said, it's been a long time. I thought of you when I saw Highland cows in Scotland last week. I hope you had a wonderful time in Scotland. I'm so jealous. I've never been there before. My husband and I keep talking about that's on our like travel bucket list. We want to go to Scotland and Ireland one day. So you'll have to share all your tips for traveling there with me. The other project that I taught in the group this month was the Our Nest design that you see right there in the middle. This was our remix this month. If you don't know what a remix is, it's when we take one of our older Painters Clubhouse designs and we flip it, mix it up, do it somehow different. And so this was originally taught by one of our Painters Clubhouse members, Miss Marilyn Wilson, a couple of years ago. And it was a shiplap background with black, a silhouette of some birds on a line. And all the birds were solid black. You know me, I love color. So I was like, I gotta add some color to these birds. So here they are right here behind me. We changed it up. Instead of having black birds, I made every bird a different color. Some of our members thought it would be a really good idea to customize the number of birds on the line based on how many members are in your family, something like that. And then if I taught, I know you're shocked, but I taught how to make a bow and attach some greenery to this door hanger. And I'm proud of how it turned out. I hate making bows. If you've known me for any amount of time, you know bow making is like my least favorite thing of the door hanger process, but I sucked it up and I taught a tutorial on bows and we attached it to this door hanger and I think it turned out pretty great. Something else to take note about this door hanger is the shiplap in the background can be a struggle for some people, like drawing those lines and making them somewhat straight, but also rustic can be a bit of a challenge because if you're a perfectionist, you want to just take a black painter's like a black paint pen and a ruler and make perfect straight lines, right? But if you want it to look shabby, It's hard to do that and make it look shabby. So I taught a technique in this tutorial that was something I'd never tried before, but it worked out great. And it made nice, straight, but shabby lines that were nice, perfectly spaced apart. And so if you struggle with that too, go check out this tutorial. It's got some good tips in there. Hey, Ann from Georgia. Hello, Anita and Teresa. Hello, Kara and Lisa. Thank y'all for popping in and saying hi in the comments. I don't always get to everybody and say hi to everybody by name, but I try to. And then we had a guest instructor come in this month. Her name was Miss Lisbeth Stull from Cottage Caboodle. If you watched last week's Friday Fab 5, I mentioned her and dropped a link to her Facebook page. Her Facebook page is called Cottage Caboodle, and you guys can go follow her over there. Her painting style is very different from mine and is so cute. I love introducing you guys to different artists that have different styles and different techniques. And so that's one of the magic things about Clubhouse is we bring artists in every month who are different from me. So you're not only learning from me, but you're learning from them. So Miss Elizabeth Stull taught this garden gate design with an angel painted on it. Now, we've had a bit of a technical issue since that tutorial. So if you join the Clubhouse and don't find this video right away, or if you're a Clubhouse member and you're like, I don't see that tutorial, it's because, funny little story, I did tell this on Friday Fab 5. I'll tell it again real quick, but Facebook doesn't like it when you play music during a video. Lisbeth was not playing music during a video, but the Facebook algorithm has like robots, I guess, that listen to the sounds in a video, and if they determine that you have played music, they will pull your video from Facebook and like hold it hostage for a little while until you can prove that you didn't play music in that video because of copyright issues and all that. Well, Elizabeth didn't play any music, but she was rinsing out her brushes, and while she was doing so, it was making this little swishing sound in the cup of water, and the bot picked that sound up 3 times during the video and said she was playing music. So she has appealed to Facebook and said like that's not what this was and all of that. And so she is currently waiting on them to approve her video before it will come back up in the group. She said worst case scenario, if it doesn't get approved, she will re-video it, film it, whatever, and do it again. So we know that she will do that if she needs to, but right now we're trying to be patient and make sure Facebook will approve it. But for those of you who caught it live, I think you enjoyed the tutorial. Hello, Terry. Good morning. Hello, Judy Ditch. Glad you're here with me. Hey, Edith. Let's see. So here's what our members created from my tutorial that I taught. And let's see. Jacqueline Young changed up the words on hers and freehanded the words, it's springtime. Teresa Clever did hers, and I really love the shading that she did on her lemons, and it looks like, if you look closely, it's hard to see in the photo, but the centers of her daisies look like they have those half circle wooden beads where those are like a 3D raised center on each of the flowers, and I think that's just brilliant. I would not have thought to do that. Charmin Wade did this design and put a beautiful bow up at the top. I love it. And then Joanne George painted hers, did a lovely job, and so did Mary Emma Everts. So it's so fun to see how each of our Clubhouse members followed my tutorial, but they all have just a slight difference because we're not all the same people, and we all put our own little touch on them. Hey, Sandy, glad you're here. Let's see. And then Laura and Rosemary Crawford both did the Our Nest designs and posted those. And then Miss Melanie Johnson did what we were talking about and took that design and changed the words and put a baby name on it. So we talked about how this would be a really good baby door hanger. So she put the name Lindsay Jane on it. She said, Lindsay Jane's going to be our second daughter's name. We're due on July 17th. That's so exciting, Melanie. I'm so glad that you did this. Beautiful job on the buffalo plaid too. Hello, Tricia. Welcome. Linda Helser, Hannah Matthews, and Judy Ditch all also had a chance to paint the Our Nest design. You can see that by changing up the greenery in the background, Linda Helser's looks a little different. Plus, she used a different type of ribbon. And Judy used ones from our companion pack. So like I mentioned in the beginning, one of the options that you have in the Clubhouse, and it is optional. We do highly recommend that you learn to cut your own wood blanks or use our templates on surfaces that you already have. But if you can't do that, or you prefer to just buy the wood blanks and shop along with us, you can, and paint along with us, you can get the companion pack, which has items in it that I'm going to be painting each month. So that's just for a convenience for you guys. Your Painters Clubhouse discount codes are figured into that. And so Judy purchased that, and we sent as a bonus item this month the ribbon and the greenery with this project. She did such a good job. Does anybody have any questions? Cindy says, I love your paintings as always. Everybody did so good on theirs. I love seeing what everybody creates using our tutorials. It really fills my cup up. Okay. And then we had some new designs that we came out with earlier this month. If you remember, we came out with the little ribbon leg designs. I was trying to find a picture of them. Here's what they all looked like. There was a chickie, a peacock, a birdie, a piggy, and a weenie dog. These were all new designs that we released one of the first Fridays in February. And several of our members have already gone on to paint these designs and add their little ribbon legs. So this is what they look like actually painted. So that's one of the great things I feel like about being a Clubhouse member is sometimes you see a design and you're like, I want to make that, but I'm like having a hard time visualizing like how I want to execute it, because everybody puts their own spin on it. And I think being a Clubhouse member is beneficial because you see the way the other Clubhouse sisters have done it and it inspires you. So I hope that today, while you guys are watching this, you feel inspired and maybe you see a project that you're like, ooh, that's what I'm going to paint next. That's my goal for doing these, is to inspire you, to give you ideas, and to hopefully, as a result, encourage you to join the Painters Clubhouse. Hey, Lisa. Let's see. All of these ladies painted one of our new designs that says Hello Spring. It's hanging up behind me. I'll show you real quick right there. This was a tutorial I taught here on Facebook a few weeks back. So if you missed that one, you can go find that replay on YouTube. Now, several of our members enjoyed that tutorial and went and painted their own. And then Yvonne and Terry did the ones that say Hello Spring with the rain boots and the flowers and the umbrella as well. Let's see, Yvonne did both of them. She did the one with the flowers and one with the rain boots. And then Susan Delaney and Terry Campbell did just the flowers. And Terry did the rain boots also. I was trying to read their names and explain. That got all tangled up. Sorry about that. But I think they did such a good job. And it's inspiring to me to see how people change up the colors or swap the colors of the letterings around. It gives me ideas. Hey, Donna. Okay, and then some designs that our Clubhouse members kind of tweaked to make their own. Check these out. Gina Peoples took a butterfly design and she painted it in Mardi Gras colors, added a bunch of glitter, and then added the words, let the good times roll to it. And she said, my favorite obsession is to do lettering in black, a little thicker, and then go over it with a chrome paint pen. This looks so cool, Gina. I can only imagine how cool this looks in person if it looks this cool on a picture. So great job on that. Denise White took one of our older bunny designs that was in the shop from a few years ago, and she remixed it and added a cute little bunny face and flipped the colors. And then she shared a couple of other designs that she painted on canvas. There was a cardinal and a little bunny with floppy ears that are hanging down. So it's kind of fun to see when our Clubhouse members kind of mix up something and paint it a little different. Some other wins. Pamela Woodby went live on her group page recently and painted her business logo. She said, I incorporated all the things I love, God, painting, and I love painting elves and fairies. So it looks like a little fairy with elf ears laying down, and then there's like a cross sticking out and some little flowers. And underneath it says, Dreaming in Colors with Pam. I like that, Pam. That's so sweet. And great job on this painting. Dina Klingerman shared this cute little bicycle carrying a flower wagon behind it, and it says Happy Spring. She said, this was my first time painting this design, and she said, I'm planning on using it for a paint party coming up. I think she executed this one beautifully. It turns out exactly like the picture. Great job, Dina. Tammy Deal shared some pictures from her latest paint party where all of the members painted carrots. And so there were lots of really cute pictures of the paint party in action, and then some of the ladies standing together holding their carrots proudly. So I'm so proud of you, Tammy, and for the progress that you've made. And this was actually her first paint party, ladies and gentlemen. So I call this a huge success. I think I count at least 6 painters standing there. My first party was about 5 people. So you are doing a great job. So proud of you. Let's see. Hey, Sheila, welcome. Michelle Federke painted some Easter designs. She said, I've been working on these. She's got the carrot, and I want you guys to notice the beautiful bow that she put on this carrot design. It looks like it was made with like burlap deco mesh. It's hard to say. And maybe I love that. I have some of it, but I don't know what it's called. It's kind of like burlap or jute string that's like woven into like a grid pattern. It makes a beautiful textured ribbon. And then she's got some raffia. To me, it's the small accents on this, like the bow and the hanger, that really elevate this design. The hanger on her carrot is wood beads, and the wood beads down close to the carrot are bigger. And as they go up to the top of the hanger, they get smaller. That is such a subtle difference, but is so pretty on this design. Great job, Michelle. She also painted the Happy Easter truck and the So Hoppy to See You design. So Hoppy to See You template is available along with a tutorial in the Painters Clubhouse. Let's see. Judy Ditch painted the 3D bunny wearing glasses on a long weekend camping trip. Do any of the rest of you guys paint on camping trips? I don't camp a lot. I've never painted on a camping trip, but I did teach a paint party one time at a campground to people who were camping there, and that was really fun. But I think it's kind of cool that some of you guys will take painting along with you wherever you go. I've heard of people painting in hotel rooms on trips, but a lot of our Clubhouse members talk about painting while camping, and so this must be like one of your leisure activities that kind of like you do during your downtime when you're camping. And I think that's so fun. So I was just curious if any of the rest of you guys did that. But I love how she did the glasses in 3D and the carrots toppers in 3D. And then the little hands of the bunny are 3D. You have to look closely to see it. Now, this design is not in the Painters Clubhouse, but it is available on our website. And you can get the blank in 3D options as well. Janet says, I have painted in a hotel room before. Oh, that is fun. I've heard of a couple people doing that. I've never tried it myself, but that does sound like fun. Mary Emma Everts painted a couple of Easter designs. She did the Easter egg sign. I think that's what it's called in our shop. I painted this one live a few weeks ago. The replay for that one's on YouTube. And then the bunny one that you see next to it was one that we taught in the Painters Clubhouse. It's called the brush stroke bunny. So if you end up joining the Painters Clubhouse, the template and video for this one are in the group. Pam says, I'm going to take things to paint with me while we camp over spring break. Great. And if you've never painted before camping, I bet next time you start packing up to go camping, you'll think, I remember Tamara talking about people painting while camping. I think I'll take some painting things along with me. Laura Peterson painted this adorable little cow with sunflowers on her head. That is a design that is available in our shop. She said, I also used a brush for the words. That is something we encourage you guys to learn how to do. She said, I'm starting to like the brush more than the pens. So when you're starting out, painting hand lettering with a brush can be a little intimidating. So we encourage you to like start with a paint pen until you get comfortable enough with a brush to start doing lettering with a brush. And so it looks like Laura has made some progress and she is starting to do lettering with a brush, and you will get faster with that. You'll have more flexibility and more confidence doing it with a brush. Laura says, I've scrapbooked in a hotel before when I was sent for a work conference. I used to do scrapbooking all the time, Laura, but I never did it in a hotel room. Tricia says, I love the fluffy white bunny on the black background. Thank you. That one turned out really good. That was one of the ones that I taught in January to the Clubhouse. Let's see. Melinda Alcorn said, I finished several of these today, and after I took a picture, I was dumbfounded. She said, do y'all ever look at your work and ask, did I really do this? She said, I still have trouble sometimes believing that, yes, I did. Melinda, I kind of wonder, like, if the old version of yourself would have said, like, I wish I could paint, or, I wish I was that talented, those kind of things that we say to ourselves sometimes. But it's kind of like, if you just start doing the thing, one day you're going to wake up and be like, wow, like I am a painter. I can paint like that. And it just slowly evolves over time. through lots of practice and watching videos and trying new techniques. Lisa says, we went to Gulf Shores to a baseball tournament and I painted along with one of Heidi's virtual paint parties. We painted the woodland bunny. I had to go to Hobby Lobby and get all of my supplies because I decided to do it last minute while we were there, but it was fun. And who couldn't use more craft supplies, Lisa? I'm sure you hated to have to go do that. Donna Duncan said, it's been so long since I painted, I will have to start over with my lettering. No. I don't think you'll have to start over. I think it will be very similar to riding a bike. You'll start out a little wobbly at first, but then you'll start to get the balance of it and you'll do just fine. So just go ahead and pick right back up with it. You'll do great. Wanda says, I think you missed my bunny truck, or did I miss you hearing mention mine? Oh, I think I did mention it. It was on the, oh, no, I didn't. You're right. I kind of jumped down and across the page. I think because I mentioned Michelle Federke's bunny truck, I jumped right over yours. I'm so glad you said that because I wanted to call out a couple things about this design. Wanda Howman, right here, top center, she's here in the comments with us, painted the Happy Easter with the bunny trio. And if you look really closely, it's hard to tell because the picture is kind of small, but her lettering has drop shadow on it. And it correct me if I'm wrong, Wanda, but did you use a darker purple drop shadow? It is such a subtle difference, but it makes her letters look three-dimensional, like they're popping off the truck. Lauren said, I'm so ready to paint some Easter designs. Lauren, if you don't get it done soon, Easter's going to be here quick. Easter's early this year. It's March 31st. You did. Okay. Thank you, Wanda. And then the little trio of eggs is a design from our shop as well. Oh, and Wanda, are the bunny tails three-dimensional? It kind of looks like they have. Oh, yes, I read in the comment now. It says she put spackling. So that's kind of hard to tell too. But if you look closely, the bunny tails look fluffy. It's spackling that she used. So I'm always inspired when I see stuff Wanda has painted. Your painting style and the way you do shading on things is so seamless and subtle that it just leaves me staring at it like, oh, it's just so like, how did she get that perfectly shaded like that? The shading on this little trio of eggs and everything, it's gorgeous. Well done, Wanda. You've been swamped. I know you have been, and it's probably going to be like that till the end of the school year, I'm sure. Elizabeth says you're on your planning period or your lunch. And Lauren said, just dismissed. Lauren gets out of school a little earlier than some of the rest of us. But she also has to be there a lot earlier than the rest of us. Okay, something else fun that we do inside the Painters Clubhouse each month is we have a Clubhouse rock star. So without further ado, our January rock star was Miss Brandy Payne. We keep tabs on how many times people have posted in the Facebook group and all of that. No, I'm just kidding. We don't actually like sit and, make tally marks on how many times people have posted. We actually can go in the back end of the Facebook group and it will rank everybody and tell us who has been showing up and posting and commenting the most. And based on that, Brandy was our rock star for the month of January. And so I sent her a Clubhouse t-shirt in the mail. So she should be getting that soon if she hasn't already. And then Megan is in here in the comments. She said our new February rock star will be announced this week too. So that's coming up soon. We usually choose them toward the end of the month. That way it's based on the performance during that month. So I'm a little late announcing who the January rock star was to the public, but the Clubhouse members knew who it was. Something else fun we do in the Clubhouse is we do Zoom paint parties. So this is your opportunity to hop on a Zoom call, meet some of your other Clubhouse sisters, talk to them about upcoming paint parties, craft fairs, or show off new techniques you've learned, whatever you want to talk about. You can get on there and talk about your kids, your grandkids, your jobs, whatever you want to talk about. It's an opportunity for you to connect with people. And I remember when you're right about that, Nicole, we are all rock stars. Whoop, whoop. I remember back in the day when my oldest, who is now 17, can you believe that? My oldest, who is 17, was like 6 or 7 years old. And my middle child, Brett, who is now 13 at the time, was like 3 or 4. And I was home alone. I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband was deployed, and I spent every day with those boys. And Travis would go to preschool, but then he would come home, and there was just like no me time, no time for me to talk to other moms or have any kind of adult conversation or socialization. I was the only adult living in my house, and I needed an outlet real bad. So I picked up a paintbrush and I started painting and never looked back. But you know what really enriched me? It was the times when I had people to paint with. It was when I invited people into my home that I could paint with. And then eventually I started painting on Facebook Live and talking to you all. And so it fills my cup to be able to talk to other women and to connect and talk and paint together in whatever that means. And so if you're missing that in your life, these Zoom paint parties are for you. It's a great opportunity for you to meet face to face and connect with other women, because we all need that in our lives. And if you enjoyed this live, that we're fixing to give you a preview also, don't go anywhere. It's not, I'm going to give you a preview of what we're going to be doing in the Clubhouse in March in just a moment. But if you enjoyed this little showcase, something else we do in the Clubhouse every Friday is a weekly powwow. And that's what I just call it. But essentially, it gives you an opportunity to see what we've been creating in the Clubhouse lately, to get housekeeping things like what's coming up new, what news do you need to hear about, deadlines, things like that. But if you're a busy person and you're like, there is no way I have time to keep up with what's going on in a Facebook group, these little powwows that I do on Fridays are your perfect opportunity to check in, get your little weekly dose of painting inspiration, take what you need, leave what you don't, and just make sure you're connected. And so it's a great time to check in with all of us. Plus, we give away Happy Mail, and who doesn't like to get Happy Mail? Pam says, I love the showcase and the powwow. Now, on the weeks that I do the showcase, I usually cancel the powwow that week because it would be the same information. So instead of doing it twice, we just count this as kind of our powwow for the week. I do usually go live in the group after this, and I share what's going to be in the companion pack for the upcoming month. So I will be live in the Clubhouse in just a minute. Elizabeth says, the Zoom party was so fun. It was 11 p.m. Eastern when I finally left the party. Wow, you guys partied late the other night. So that would have been 10 Central. That was a 3-hour Zoom party. I hope you guys had a good time. I don't know what all y'all talked about. And the reason I say I don't know is because I'm not usually in those. It's an opportunity for the members to connect with each other. And so sometimes I'll pop in and say hello, but for the most part, it's usually our members. Okay. And then once a month, we do something called a challenge, and we usually challenge you to get out of your comfort zone and to try something. I've been talking 100 miles an hour. Let me take a breath. In February, we challenged you to create some custom text on a door hanger. And so you can see my example over there on the left. I did the chicken design, and I took the space where it says the Smiths, and I added custom words that says the Fluffy Butt Hut. Now, when we challenge you, a lot of times we link to a video where I show how to do the thing that I did. And so in this video, I think what I did was I took a photo of the painted door hanger and uploaded it to Canva and designed my lettering in Canva, and then printed it out and used graphite paper to transfer the lettering to the design. So that's one way. Another way is using Procreate or something like that. There's other ways too, but those are the two simplest. And then here are what our members created using this challenge. Yvonne Fuel did it, and she did, she said lettering from Pizzazz cheat sheets and using a paint pen. If you don't know who Pizzazz is, that's my friend Casey Hope, Pizzazz Art Studio. She teaches hand lettering, and she did the words choose joy on the little gnome sign instead of the original words, which were welcome. Let's see. Tammy Deal did welcome to my garden on this little garden can, which previously had no words on it. And she did hers in Canva. Great job. Wanda Heilman said she did the frog design, and she put welcome to our pad on it. She used Canva also. Linda Helser did the little frog holding a sign, and Linda actually hand lettered hers using an expo marker or a dry erase marker. If you look closely, the white square in the middle of that sign is a piece of dry erase board, or what do you call it? What kind of board is it? Whiteboard. A piece of whiteboard that she has glued on there. And then she cut out some little frog hands and she glued them on top. So the frog hands are like 3-dimensional, and they're holding the sign down. And so she can change the words whenever she wants to. Okay, let's see. Shannon Wade painted this little, I guess it's a canvas. Yes, maybe. And it says bloom where you are planted. And then she did another one that says follow your heart. Now, if you look at these two designs, you might think those look familiar. It's because she took the painting techniques that she learned in the wood letter workshop that is now in Painters Clubhouse, and she applied them to this project, which I thought was super cool. Nina Sharp took the lemon welcome and she changed it and put the sharps on it. And she did 3D lemons and 3D lettering. She said the font is called Lemon Brush. She cut it out using her Glowforge Aura. That is awesome. Great job. Danelle Warburton did some custom text on a door hanger. She said this was a design she did for her craft room, I believe. And so she's got a wood round, and on it she has a 3-dimensional mason jar with paintbrushes in it. That's a design from our shop, and a paint palette with a brush attached to it, which is also, so I think all 3 of these blanks she bought in our shop at shopdoorhangers.com, but she painted and pieced them together to create her own 3D door hanger. I thought that was so cool, Danelle. It's a great job. Without a further ado, here are what we are looking forward to in March in the Painters Clubhouse. How many of you guys are seeing this for the first time? This is the first time I've rolled this out, so the Clubhouse members haven't seen this yet. So a while back, I was talking about the upcoming workshop that I'm going to be doing in April, the spring workshop, and I was asking for your suggestions for what I should paint. And somebody said covered bridges. We need a door hanger of a covered bridge. And so I started designing one. And then I realized this is not exactly a beginner door hanger. This one's a little more advanced. So after I'd gone to all the trouble of designing, I was like, you know what? We'll just teach this one in the Painters Clubhouse, because I think the Clubhouse members are up to the task, especially after we painted that brushstroke bunny design. Because in the brushstroke bunny design that I showed you earlier, there are lots of like artistic brushstrokes, lots of mixing of colors, and it feels a little bit more like acrylic canvas painting instead of like classic door hanger painting. So I think you guys are ready for a design like this. So this one is a little more advanced. Now, don't be afraid of it. If you're a beginner, I want you to try it anyway. Try it on canvas if you want to. This one would be beautiful on canvas. So I'm going to be teaching that one. I'm also going to be teaching this little gnome with the daisies. I love seeing y'all's comments in. Drop me a comment. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. The gnome with the daisies, I have to confess, I think gnomes are cute, but I'm not a huge fan of gnomes in my decor. There, I said it. Sorry. But gnomes are still super trending. I see them everywhere I go. So I was like, all right, we'll do one more gnome design. And I have to admit, he is pretty stinking cute, especially with those little daisies popped out around him and the little lines in his fur, like the way his fur is shaded. So I'm thinking we're going to get out our rake brushes. This is what a rake brush looks like. See how it's got the like different kinds of bristles. I shared about these in a Friday Fab 5 a couple weeks ago. So if you didn't buy them, you might need to go back and grab that link and buy them, because I think we're going to need to use those rake brushes for his little beard fur. But he's going to be fun to paint. And then we're going to be remixing the old hydrangea planter design from way, way back. Y'all probably, if you joined the Clubhouse in the last 2 years, you've probably never seen this one before. And I'm completely changing the look of it. It's going to have different looking flowers in it, and the box at the bottom is going to be different. Now, instead of me painting this one, Sandy McWhirter, who's here in the comments somewhere, is going to be teaching this one. So Sandy has been a Clubhouse member for a while now. She has a Facebook page of her own called Quilted Treasures. And so if y'all want to check her out, you can go follow her there. She started out in sewing, and now she's in painting and all kinds of things. And so she's going to be remixing this one. She probably will do the flowers and the planter in a different color. But if I were going to do it, this was how I was going to paint it. But I was like, I gave her the choice between the gnome and the planter, and she chose the planter. So I'm painting the gnome and she's doing the remix on the planter. So she's going to change it up a little bit as well. She said they look like impatiens. Yeah, that was kind of the goal. I was trying to make them look a little bit less like hydrangeas, a little bit more like something else. And so I think they're going to turn out great. So that's what we have coming up in the month of March. Let's see. Laura says the bridge is gorgeous. Tammy loves that bridge. Norma loves the gnome. Eunice says, I love these, especially the bridge and the gnome. Wanda said, I just bought one. Lisa said, I love the bridge. I'm so glad you guys love the bridge design. Awesome. I was unsure about it. I was like, this is different than anything I've normally done. But usually when I throw a curveball in there like that, you guys jump on it and you love it. So That's it. All right, y'all. I'm going to wrap this live up. If you want to know more about the Painters Clubhouse, go to paintersclubhouse.com and you can sign up and join us. You can paint some of these things that we're going to be painting in March with us. You can join today. We are going to be closing the doors soon. I'm going to give you guys a heads up on that. I wasn't planning on telling you until closer to the spring workshop, but we're going to be closing the doors to Painters Clubhouse. I don't mean closing, shutting it down. I mean, like, you won't be able to sign up at any time. That's what I mean by closing the doors. Like, we've kind of made it on and off again over the years. Like, we've changed it where you can sign up anytime or you can't. And it just works better for us if the doors aren't open all the time. It helps us manage things on the back end a little easier, and it allows us to focus on really serving the people who are members. So we will be closing the doors following the spring workshop the next week after that. And so if you have been sitting on the fence thinking about joining the Painters Clubhouse, now's the time. Clubhouse members get to join our spring workshop for free. You don't have to pay to be a part of the spring workshop. So if you join right now, not only will you get to paint all 3 of these designs, but when we do our spring workshop in April, you'll have free access to that as well, and you won't miss a thing. And just a reminder, we're doing an event here in my hometown of Murray, Kentucky, April 13th. And so anybody, not just Painters Clubhouse members, can sign up for this event. It's called Painters Clubhouse Live. I talked about it on Friday during Friday Fab 5, so go back and watch that video if you want to hear more about it. But it's your chance to come and paint live with me, get a tour of my wood shop a big blank blowout vendor booth that we're going to have. It's going to be a blast. So I hope to see you guys there. Myra says, absolutely love it. Covered bridges are my favorite things to see. I don't see a lot of them in my county, but I know there are a lot of them in like surrounding states and counties. I think somebody said they're really big, like up in Illinois or Virginia. I don't know. They're fun though. They're really pretty. All right, y'all. I will see you in a little bit in the Painters Clubhouse. If you're a Clubhouse member, come join me over there. Bye, y'all.